Hello, so my name is Dr. Jawad Alzeer, and today I would like to talk about entropy and potential energy in the context of our body. This is, of course, useful to understand the basic principles of lifestylopathy medicine. Now, the most important reactions or processes in our body are catabolic and anabolic process. So let's analyze each process. Now, in the catabolic process, usually we have a large molecule, and this large molecule, when it goes through a catabolic system, it is broken down into many small molecules. So this process, it seems, it is spontaneous, and it releases energy, usually the energy which is released in form of ATP and in form of heat. The heat is useful because this is how we can maintain our body temperature. But now those small molecules which are generated usually increase the disorder, means entropy is accumulated in our body, and now this is not good. But luckily our body can tune the disorder which has been increased due to the increased number of small molecules by either releasing them out of our body in form of waste, or it is reused as a building block to build large molecule like proteins and DNA. Now, the reversed reaction, which is called the anabolic process, usually we build molecule. And because we are building, so we are going against entropy. So we build a molecule which is rich in function and information. So it is basically rich in potential. Now, how to understand the concept of potential state and entropic state? Now, when the molecule is rich in constitution, configuration, and has a limited number of conformation, this can be called as a molecule with high potential, and which is usually reflected in form of rich information and function. And that's why molecules which are generated during the anabolic process, it is expected to be rich in potential, rich in information and function. Now, um, this process is non-spontaneous, and because it is non-spontaneous, it depends on the demand of our body and the availability of the energy. So if ATP is available, then this reaction is more effective. This reaction or process is very effective. If not, then it will slow down. And usually when those large molecules go through the catabolic system, constitution is lost, configuration is lost, and usually conformation is increased. So the molecule which is poor in constitution and configuration, whereas rich in conformation, can be described as a molecule with low potential, means poor information and low or completely lost function. And this low potential molecule means high entropy, high disordered molecule. And now the accumulation of disorder is risky. Therefore, this this entropy in our body is correlated to how effective or how effective is the anabolic system. Now, when we are young, usually anabolic system is highly dominant because, especially when we are still a child, um, when we are still children, anabolic is more dominant because there is a demand to growth. And then we reach a certain age where we don't grow anymore, particularly getting tall, and therefore anabolic and catabolic is more or less in equilibrium. And this is, let's say, the state where we have a very strong physical strength, and during this time we gathered a lot of information. So this is the best time to make our dreams and goals true. And then after that, we enter the last phase where catabolic is more dominant compared to the anabolic process. And then this is the process where we start getting old. Now, catabolic process over time is always more or less working very effectively, whereas anabolic process over time is reduced. And then when we enter the last phase, anabolic process, if it starts reducing very quickly, then catabolic process will become more dominant, and this is the so-called the aging process. Now, there's so many research where they work hard how to reverse the concept of aging or to stop it. Now, based on this explanation, there is no possible way to stop aging or to reverse aging, because aging belongs to the catabolic process where entropy is spontaneously accumulating, and this is, we see it in the second law of thermodynamics. And the only option which is left for us is just to make the aging process slower. If we could find ways or to tune uh, rationally to tune the anabolic process, because the anabolic process responsible for building potential. So this is how we can enrich the potential energy, which is playing as the counteract of entropy. And therefore we have to devise new methods and ways how to enrich potential in our body. But I think for this video it is enough to have this picture about exactly what's going on with regard to the entropy and potential energy. And in the coming videos I will talk uh, more details how to create a relationship between those two both forces. Thanks for your attention.